Alright, Shalom. I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Yakalio, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite, a member of the hopeful elect, a prophet sent by Yahweh Shemishai to let the world know of the things to come, which are these prophecies. I'm here to let you know that the mark of the beast is the microchip, that World War III is coming, that Jacob's trouble is coming, that the famine of the word is coming, that great judgment is coming for our people, that famine, the sword, pestilence is coming, and that the heathen are going into slavery, that this is the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, and that Yahushai is coming to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and to establish the kingdom of heaven that will be here on earth. Alright, I'm here to prophesy unto you people, man, of the judgments and mercies of Yahweh Shemishai. Alright? And many things have been happening this week, man. A lot of things happened this week. And why is that? Because we're at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, the Edomites, whose forefather is Esau. Okay? At the end of their rulership, we will see many of these prophecies start to build up and eventually manifest in their fullness. Because Esau's kingdom is the end. Alright? It says, in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7, he answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Right? And this happened when the two children were born, which are two different nations, as it says in the book of Genesis chapter 25. Right? Two manner of nations are in thy womb. And when Jacob and Esau were born, Esau, being the older son, came out first, but Jacob came right behind him, and Jacob was holding on to Esau's heel. Okay? And it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau, the so-called white man, the wicked, alright, he is the end of the world. Okay? And it's not talking about the end of this inhabited world. It's talking about the end of his rulership. Okay? Because the word world appears in 3 different ways in the New Testament. When you look at the word world, it will say, depending on where you're at in the scriptures, it will show either cosmos, which is talking about the Israelites, a harmonious arrangement, right? Oikoumene, which is talking about the inhabited earth, and then Aeon, which is a period of time, okay? And so here it's talking about a period of time. And we're in the period of time of the rulership of the so-called white man, the Edomites. We're in that rulership right now, that time. But when the scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world, it's talking about the end of that time, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth, right? Because our kingdom comes after Esau's kingdom. It was written this kind of way by Yahweh Shemishai, okay? And so with the end of Esau's world, which we're literally in right now, we're going to see the prophecies build up, right? Esau's world, being in it right now, okay? The scriptures say in Revelation chapter 20, all right, and verse 1, it says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." Right. And this dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, is referring to the nation of Edom, these so-called white people. All right? Because they were in rulership before this happened. They were in rulership where we served them under the Greek captivity, and they were in rulership when we served them when we were in Roman captivity. And then Yahweh Shemishai took them out of rulership. And then came the time of the so-called Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire, which our people ruled, right? And there are many recordings of that. There's literal proof of that. You can Google or you can take a look at the Russian icons, where there are several images of our people looking like our people in these ancient images, right? Drawn as the saints of the Lord, okay? So our people ruled in that time, but our people didn't rule righteously, all right? And cast him into the bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, right? So it says that Esau, the so-called white man, the Edomites, they will be put out of, you know, they go low, but they will come again, right? That he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. So it says he must be loosed a little season. What does that mean? That he will come back into rulership, but it's only for a little season, right? Which means that his rulership would be temporary, right? And so we're in that right now. After our people fell, okay, and were taken out of that rulership during the Byzantine Empire, the so-called Dark Ages, if you take a look at the history, right, and you have to dive really deep into that history, man, all right? But there's a period where when our people were ruling, that Esau, Edom, slowly but surely started to come back into power. And so it took decades and decades of our people starting to fall. And so Esau, Edom started to be risen up. And this is all by the will of Yahweh Shemishai. Okay? Because Esau, Edom received a blessing given unto them by Isaac. Right? That same day where our forefather Jacob received his blessing, Esau also received his blessing. Okay? And so Esau's blessing in Genesis chapter 27, and I'll go straight to the point. So Jacob was given the blessing of full and complete and utter rulership, where all nations shall serve him, which Jacob's name was turned to Israel, and we are the Israelites. And so it is for us, the blessing is for us, the Israelites. It was given unto us All right? But Esau received his blessing from Isaac as well, right? So I'll start at Genesis chapter 27 and go to verse 32. And it says, "And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau." Remember I mentioned earlier that Esau was born first, right? He's the elder son. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and has taken away thy blessing. Right? Because Jacob, his name, translated in the Hebrew, is supplanter. Right? Jacob, Yaquab, which means heel holder and also supplanter. Alright? Jacob's name is an omen nomen. Okay? And so it says in Genesis 27 and verse 36, and he said, Is it not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven, and from above. So Esau's blessing is that he would come into rulership, and that he would come into full rulership and control of the world. All right? And this is that period that we're in right now. And it says, And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's the period that we're in right now. Because our people, the Israelites, have gone down low, which is a part of the curses, and which was all ordained by Yahweh Shemishai, that we would go off and then we will be punished. But that we will return unto Yahweh Shemishai, right? The elect specifically, and that we will be in the land, right, in our captivities, and that we would wake up and that we would call upon the name of the Lord. As it says in the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. All right? But Esau was given the blessing of full control of the earth. And he had Greek rulership and he had Roman rulership. All right? But when you look at the history of that, he didn't have full and complete control. It is in this rulership right now. And so when we go back to that Revelation chapter 20, right in verse 3, and it says that he shall be loosed, that till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. He's literally in that little season. And so our people fell in the Byzantine Empire, the so-called Dark Ages, and then Esau came back. And it was in that year 1492 that he really came into his full power, right? And his Renaissance period started, okay? That Renaissance period was the rebirth. The rebirth of what? The rebirth of the so-called white man coming back into rulership. And in that 1492, some major things happened. For one, they expelled the Jews out of Spain. And we know which Jews those were. The real Jews, which were the Israelites, our people. They expelled our people out of Spain. And they said, either you take onto our ways and bow down to Christianity and what we're pushing, or you leave this place. You leave this place and you leave all of your riches there as well. And you go out and you do whatever, but you won't be a part of us. The expulsion of the Jews from Spain. Our people. You had the fall of Granada, right? Which were our people, the Moors, right? Were in rulership, right? During that time and had certain power. But they were struck down by Esau Edom. And then you have Christopher Columbus, whose name is Cristobal Colon, who said, and they revealed this in the movie 1492, they said that they knew that land was over here because of the prophet Esdras, which is what is written in the book in 2nd Esdras chapter 13, right? Of the tribes coming over here to the Americas, okay? And so Esau came into his power, man, and it was all given unto him by Yahweh Shemishai. In the book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. In Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17, it says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." Right? Yahweh Shemishai is in full and complete rulership, and that has never changed. Ever. And will never change. The Lord ordains every single thing to happen and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. The basis of men. Who is the basis of men? The Edomites, the so-called white man. In the book of Job, it talks about what kind of creature they are and what kind of traits that creature has, right? And it refers to him as base men. And when you do a research on the word basest, right? Because if you look at the word base, right, you don't really get it, right? But you have to type in basest into Google, okay? And then it will come up. So basest, which it will then show base, means of a person or person's actions or feelings without moral principles, ignoble. And then synonyms to that are sordid, improper, bad, wrong, evil, wicked, sinful, immoral, unscrupulous, vile, degenerate, debased, depraved, corrupt, reprobate, dishonorable, dishonest, disreputable, petty, shameful, wretched, abhorrent, abominable, disgusting. And there are many more too. But you've gotten the point, man. All of these traits are the so-called white man, the Edomites. They're the wicked, right? They are the wicked. And the Lord gave them the kingdom, a kingdom to rule. This is their blessing, okay? That the wicked would rule. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So once again, rulership was given unto the wicked, who are the Edomites, the so-called white people. And there are no ifs, ands, or buts about the so-called white man ruling. It's clear to see. You can see that they're in complete and utter rulership. And one of the ways that you can see that is that it is their way of life that dominates the world, starting from America, right, which is known as Mystery Babylon the Great in the scriptures, and Babylon in other places. That is their main hub of wickedness. And then they have other Edomite hubs, such as the UK and Europe and Russia, right? And then when you look at the world, you have these other countries, the heathen, who have their own cultures, right? But they have taken on to the ways of the so-called white man. So when you look at the Chinese, for example, or the Arabs, or any of these heathen nations, you can see that the way they build, the way they act, the way that they do things, it is all influenced by the so-called white man. And why is that? Because they're in rulership. Any nation that is in rulership, the rest of the nations are subject to their ways. So while it is that you might still see a little bit of architecture and a little bit of culture of the so-called Chinese people, who are the Moabites, you will see the influence of the so-called white man upon them and their ways. The currency Salakio. The currency is dominated by them. What's the world reserve currency? The American dollar, which dominates the entire world. The currency, which is the world reserve currency, the American dollar, all of these currencies are attached to it, man. All right? And the world reserve, and you know, I got a little distracted a while ago because two individuals just passed by and they gave me a very peaceful look. You know, they had a very peaceful look on their face, and they looked at me and they smiled and they nodded. And that, you know, and the spirit, you know, there are many people that believe this word, man. Men and women and children that believe this word. They are secret admirers of Yahweh Shemishai. They are members of the hopefully elect, potentially elect. You know, not everyone is going to come out here and prophesy. You know, the prophets are the 144,000. And so the prophet's lot is a prophet's lot and will come out here and prophesy. But there are the men, women, and children out there that believe. And so they see us out here doing this work, and they know what it is, and they believe. And so there are some of them that walk out here and give me a peaceful look because they know what it is and they believe, man. They believe in Yahweh Shemishai, many of them. Okay? And they watch the videos on YouTube and everything. Those are the hopeful elect, man, and there are many more of them out there, man. The elect, all right? But, you know, that lifts, moments like that lifts my spirit, man. Okay, because they are truly out there worshiping Yahweh Shemishai, waking up in the land of their captivities, you know? But yeah, man, going back, it is the American dollar, the world reserve currency, that is at the head, which is the dollar of the Edomites, the so-called white man. And all of these currencies are attached to it. And you have the heathen at this moment in time trying to depart away from it, but they can't, because Esau Edom is in full rulership. All right, and it is their language that dominates, the English language. Everywhere around the world that you go, the English language dominates. You go to Japan, you go to Korea, you go to the Middle East, you go anywhere around the world, and English is a language that people are supposed to learn, right? When you go on a flight, it is the English language that dominates. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is in full rulership. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But as I started off with my precept, that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, Esau's kingdom has an end. In the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5, it says, seeing his days are determined, so the Lord, Yahweh Shemishai, already determined his days. He was loosed for a little season, a temporary rulership, right? His days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And so Esau's rulership has an expiry date. It's a temporary rulership. This vile, wicked, abominable, corrupt kingdom cannot last. It will never stand forever. Because Yahweh Shemishai deals with righteousness. And we were given the blessing. And we are the righteous, the Israelites. And yes, we have taken on to the ways of Esau Edom. And we're in this flesh, but it was all ordained by Yahweh Shemishai for us to go off and then for Yahweh Shemishai to redeem us. That is the mercy of Yahweh Shemishai unto us as a nation, the Israelites. Okay? The Lord is full of mercies, man. And I'm out here to let you know, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yahweh Shemishai is coming with great mercies, but also great judgment. And these mercies and these judgments are going to be manifested in these last days of the rulership of the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites. And so his kingdom is coming to an end. And the Lord says in the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse, I'll start at verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau. So the Lord hates Esau. So whosoever is out there that's saying that the Lord loves everyone, that's not true, that's lies. The Lord don't love everyone. Only the nation of Israel does the Lord love. And that is why we were given everything. The promises, the kingdom, the law, statutes, and commandments. It was only given to us. The Lord says that only you have I known of all the families. We are the beloved of Yahweh Shemishai. We are the apple of the Lord's eye. We're the Lord's holy chosen people. The Lord truly does love us, man. And that's why the Lord has provided us with so many mercies. And the Lord has provided the nation of Israel with mercy right now. Because the Lord has sent out his prophets unto you people and has told you people that these things are coming and to repent. And so we know how it is written that it is the elect of the nation of Israel that will repent. And so the mercies are for the entire nation, as all Israel shall be saved, and all Israel shall inherit the kingdom. But it is only the elect of the nation of Israel that will be saved when Yahushua returns. And so it says, and I hated Esau. The Lord hates the so-called white man. People are going to be like, so then why did the Lord put Esau in rulership? Because the Lord wanted to. The issue at hand. The issue at hand. Is that y'all need to stop thinking that you're something and stop questioning Yahweh Shemishai. The Lord wants to do whatever the Lord wants to do. Alright? The will of the Lord comes first. Alright? We're nothing but earth and ashes. We're a spirit created by the Lord. How dare you ever question Yahweh Shemishai and their will? Imagine that kind of pride. And that's a fearful spirit to have, man. That's a very fearful spirit to have. Okay? So the Lord hates Esau, the so-called white man, and he doesn't like the other heathen as well. Okay? The Lord considers them as nothing and considers them as spit. Alright? They're spittle. Okay? The prophet Ezra said that. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, and that has happened, right? They came back into rulership, because remember, they were in, right, the bottomless pit being Europe, they were brought down low, very low, right? Back to that really base state. I mean, they're the basis of men, so they will always have that nature. Even right now, they show you that they have that same nature. They put on these ties and these suits, and they try to hold themselves uprightly and try to show themselves as something. But then when you get into what they're doing, even that tie that they put on is a phallic symbol. Based in wickedness and witchcraft. So everything that they do, that they show themselves to maybe be upright and clean, it don't have nothing to do with that. It's all deception. Because these Edomites are the wicked, man. And they deal with the left-hand side energy. And they worship the spiritual demon on the spiritual angel Satan, who is controlled by Yahweh Shemishai. Right? And there's nothing upright within these Edomites, man. Nothing. They were created by Yahweh Shemishai as these kind of spirits to be wicked. You can't change them. They can't change their ways. Alright? And so they came back. And they built up their kingdom in 1492. They came over here to the Americas and they put the northern kingdom Israelites into slavery. The so-called Latinos and Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, they came over here to the Americas. Our people were dwelling over here in these lands, man. And they came and they put our people into slavery. And then they kept on building up their kingdom. And then in 1619, they went for our people, man. The Negroes. Right? And the prophecy of Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 68. Let us know what happened then. Alright? that we shall be brought by Egypt again into ships, right? Back into bondage, into slavery. And so Esau, from that time, 1492, been building up his kingdom all the way now to the year 2024. Okay? And so they have built the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. Right? So the Lord has indignation forever for them. And the Lord does not change. Nothing changes. So the Lord hates you Edomites, man, you so-called white people. Point blank period. Alright? But they have built, and the Lord says that he will throw down. And so this little season is coming to an end. And now, the prophecies at the end of Esau's rulership, right? The redux of the Roman Empire. Look at this kingdom. It has the same traits of the Roman Empire. It also has the same traits of Babylon, the same traits of Egypt. The scriptures say that America is that place which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It takes on to the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah as well. It takes on to the ways of everything. America, which is headed and ruled by the Edomites, the so-called white people. So the spirit of confusion and pure wickedness is out there. And so the Lord is getting ready to tear it all down. And so the prophecies are at hand. The last remaining prophecies. And we shall go to the book of Habakkuk. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see, and he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And what's the vision? These prophecies and everything written in the scriptures, so that he may run that readeth it. So that when we read it, we're able to come out here and to let you all know what is to come. And it was all written within the Bible, man. Right? And the Apocrypha, which is a part of the Bible. Okay? For the vision is yet for an appointed time. So these prophecies are for an appointed time. When Yahweh gave Yahushai the blueprint, and as such the Alahayim, right? Were given the blueprint, it was all ordained from the very beginning. Every single thing that you see happening right now, even right now, in this very moment in your life, everything that you see going on, the way the wind blows, the water running through the streams, the cars passing by, the people taking their steps walking by, the birds that pass by at this very moment, the buildings that I see, everything that you see at this very moment, in even the second of a time, the Lord made all of that, right, to all happen. And so these prophecies as well were set for an appointed time to occur, right? And so the Lord knows what's coming, man, all right? But Yahushai, the one thing is that Yahushai is sitting on the right-hand side of Yahweh right now, and Yahushai doesn't know at what moment he's coming. But where Yahushua is right now, right? Yahushua is there waiting patiently until Yahweh says, now it is time, my son. And then that is when Yahushua returns, right? But Yahushua don't know when he's coming, okay? But these prophecies are all set for a specific time, and they're coming. As it says, but at the end it shall speak. For I'll read it again. Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And so the Lord says, but at the end it shall speak. The end of what? The end of the rulership of the so-called white man. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? And we know, just very quickly, aside, just to the side, in Daniel 7 and verse 18, it says, you know, with our kingdom coming, but the saints of the Most High, who are the saints, the Israelites, us, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, which is perpetual, everlasting rulership that will never end. So the vision is yet for an appointed time in Habakkuk, but at the end it shall speak, at the end it shall speak. These prophecies are going to be speaking at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, the Edomites. And they're speaking. They're speaking louder than ever, man. They're speaking louder than ever. And though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It is sure to come. The prophecies are sure to come. All right? In the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 11, it says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the word of the Lord has gone out, and the prophecies are a part of the word, and so it shall not return unto the Lord void. So the prophecies are sure to occur, and they're coming. We're at the end. And so what are these major prophecies to come? What are we looking towards right now? The mark of the beast, which is the mark chip. Jacob's trouble. World War III. The judgment, famine and pestilence from the Lord. The salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel, which will be the return of Yahushua, and the destruction of America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great, which when that occurs, Yahushua returns, right? The missiles are going to be shot from America's enemies, as well as her allies are going to shoot missiles at her and destroy her. Yahushua is going to return, and he's going to deliver the 1/3 out of America, the elect, and the four corners, and the elect from the four corners of the earth, right? And then the kingdom will be established, right? But these are the days, man. And so I have news. A lot of news happened this week, man. So much news regarding Bible prophecy. And the way everything is building up, it is so clear to see that Yahweh Shemishai is speeding these things up, man. And starting with the prophets, the apostles of Great Millstone, the elder apostles, you know, starting with our elder apostle Tahar, right? These prophecies have been prophesied and are on their way. Okay? And it has been said many times that as we get closer, you know, these prophecies are going to be popping like popcorn. And so the building towards these prophecies are starting to pop, man, like dominoes. Not is dominoes? Is it that? You know those things that you set up and then you knock them down and it's one and they just go down in a sequence. It could be dominoes. All right. But yeah, man. That's where we're at right now. And so the news, where shall we start? Let's start with what's going on most recently in America. Mystery Babylon the Great. So it has been reported by the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, that in New York City, they have deployed hundreds of the National Guard, right? In New York City, in the subways. It has been reported by Fox News, ABC, the New York Post, Yahoo, right? MSN, okay? But I'm going to take it from zerohedge.com. And so Zero Hedge says, I'll actually just put it here because you know how this devil is, man. And he will strike your videos for saying certain words. But it says terror threat. New York City now deploys largest military presence in subways since that major event that occurred in 2001. You know what that is with those two towers, right? That day, right? 911. Since aftermath. And so you must be wondering, why would they deploy the largest military presence since 2001 that day to the subways and consequently, obviously, the cities of New York? Let's be real. Let's be real. All right? Well, according to the devil, Esau Edom, they're saying the reason why they need to deploy such a large military presence is because New York government Kathy Hochul beefed up the number of New York National Guard members patrolling New York City subway stations, marking the largest military presence in the city's subway system since the aftermath of 9/11, 2001. This heightened security measure coincides with mounting public hysteria over unidentified drones in New Jersey, New York airspace, and the rising threat of T-ism. T-ism, right? You know the word T-ism, right? With the error-ism, with the T at the front. Y'all know, right? So Esau Edom, right, has said that he's deploying, the reason why he's deployed such a large military presence to New York City is because of public hysteria over unidentified drones in New Jersey and New York, and also the rising threat of T-ism. Okay? Now, the drones. Information been coming out for what, the past 2 weeks about these drones over there in New Jersey. And everyone in America has been talking about it. It has been everywhere on social media. And the narrative that has been sold by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right, is that at first they're coming out and saying, oh, these are drones from Iran. And they're talking about, oh, Iran had this mothership out there. And then they're coming out and saying that the drones are the size of SUVs, which I ain't never even heard of that before, because the images that were coming out of these so-called drones were so large, they were much larger than the drones that they send out there. And then they're saying, oh no, it's not Iran, and they're drones. And they're putting out all kinds of confusion out there. But remember, we're dealing with the devil, right? And this devil that we're dealing with, in Job chapter 13 and verse 4, it says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value, right? So the so-called white man will see what's going on and he will continue his lies, because that's one of their primary traits, to deceive and to lie. And he tried to take hold of the narrative. But because of the times that we're in and because of the internet, the Lord has put a spirit out there where the people of this world are able, by way of this technology and this internet, to take images of these drones. All those that were able to see it, man. And the images of these drones combat the lies that Esau tried to put out there, because they want to take control of the narrative. And they have control of the media. But they're losing control of the narrative. And they have lost control of the narrative regarding this. Because the people are like, these aren't drones. It is something else. And so the people are like, oh no, we think these are aliens. Because that's another lie. That's another false narrative that Esau Edom has put out there. That he has said that these so-called UFOs are aliens. Little green men with big heads and whatever else, man, flying in these little airships. But these aren't aliens. Aliens don't exist. What you're seeing are the chariots of Yahweh Shemishai. They are the vehicles that the angels travel in. And so Esau Edom is losing control of the narrative, and the same internet that Yahweh Shemishai gave him, right, as their own tool to use, is falling against them. And so people around the world are like, these are aliens. And then other people around the world are like, we don't know what's going on here. And the Lord is putting the spirit out there as well, that the people around the world, all people around the world, are starting to refer to the Bible. And when the images are coming out of these so-called drones, they're like, it's coming out, people are like, this is biblical. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that something about this is biblical, right? That is the spirit being put out there right now, man. Okay? Because we're approaching the end. And so truth is starting to come out more and more in these last days. Truth has been declared, right, in the scriptures. In 2nd Esdras, let's see, declared. In 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 27, it says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that has been happening since the prophet Abba Bivens was woken up, right? And the teachings continued on thereafter, right? To the prophets after, okay? Like the elder Ariah, and then the apostles, right? The elder apostle Tahar, starting with, you know, and then the rest of the elders that came into the truth, and the brothers that have been woken up. And this truth has been declared and is still being declared. And over time, the rest of the elect and the prophets were then born in the days of the 90s, etc. And now, as time has gone on and we're approaching the end of the kingdom of the Edomites, more truth is coming out, and it is being more accepted. And it is the elect of the nation of Israel that will accept it fully. But people are now referring to the Bible because these chariots that are showing themselves over and over and over again are showing themselves, and they are nothing of this world that is man-made. And that is what the people of this world are realizing. And so because of that, they're running to the Bible. Everybody's running to the Bible for identification of these so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Yahweh Shemishai. And so they're coming out and they're saying, referring to the scriptures, and they're talking about the wheel within a wheel, because images have come out. You see, do you see the beauty of what Yahweh Shemishai is doing? Where Yahweh Shemishai has given the angels the orders to show themselves by way of the chariots, and to be put into certain locations at certain times for individuals to record them, and to record them within plain sight and in plain view. And in these days, to record them with such vivid imagery. Do you see now the purpose of all of these technologies? The true purpose of the internet, the true purpose of these phones, right? To gather the elect of the nation of Israel, right? And to reveal truth unto the world. Okay? And so Esau Edom is losing control of the narrative. But I did mention the chariot. So I want to get to Zechariah chapter 5. Okay? And the chariots are spoken about all over in the scriptures, man, all over. But in Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, "Then I turned and looked up. I turned and looked up into the sky. Mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. A flying roll, right? And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll." So something is flying, but there's a roll, right? And so when you see some of the images of the chariots, because right now, the images of the chariots are, they're showing themselves in different kinds of ways, which, that is just how they are. I don't have anything else to speak on it regarding that. You know what I'm saying? The most I concern it right now is that's the power of Yahweh Shemishai. And they're showing themselves in these kinds of ways, right? And I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits, right? So this is what we're seeing, okay? And so now we're seeing this. And people are referring to the scriptures and the Bible. And then, because of this that is happening through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemishai, the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he notices that he's losing control of the narrative, which is a sign of him losing power. So just like those days, the time from the late 1300s going to the time of 1492 and the Renaissance period and everything that came after, the transition of power is happening right now. Right now. And it's a time, it takes some time. Because those that are in rulership, they end up starting to lose power. And those that are coming into rulership start to come into power. And when it is that Yahweh Shemishai rose up the prophets, right? Random men out of nowhere, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and brothers as well, who look like heathen, but have the spirit of an Israelite by way of their forefathers' seed, are all woken up. The scriptures say that great fear fell upon them. Great fear. And the wicked elite of Esau Edom know what time it is. They know what time it is, especially because the chariots are manifesting and showing themselves so greatly as well. And the prophets are out here. And it's all over the internet, man. And the children of Israel are waking up day in, day out. And they know that as well. Because by way of the technology, they know who takes on to what is being said. Because many individuals, right, watch these videos and they can track that. You know what I'm saying? So, Esau Edom is losing control of the narrative. And so with that, because he's losing control of the narrative, he's trying to take control of the narrative again. And since he already put out there, right, the deception of these so-called UFOs and aliens, so he can play into that narrative again, because this whole drone thing ain't working for him, right? And now what they're actually doing, because of the time that they see that we're in, they're making their move. They know what time it is. They're making their move, man, right? Because what's also happening, that because truth is coming out, right? Right? What's happening, and the spirit that's going out in the world, you have individuals coming out, right? Coming out that's a part of their system, okay? That are fully juiced into their system, coming out and being like, yo, I got some truth to tell y'all. You know, individuals that are part of the system, are part of the military, that are privy to top secret information. And they're coming out and they're saying, yo, we've been saying, yeah, it's true. We've been sending drones up there. Right? That the American military have been sending drones up there. But they're coming out and they're saying again, and they have fear upon them. And they're saying, oh no, guess what? I have some truth to tell you. Yes, the American government has been sending drones up there, but there is something else out there that has been shooting down these drones, that has been attacking these drones, right? And I believe the individual said something about UFOs or whatever, but that goes to show you further the time that we're in. Because as the scriptures say in Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So their own tongue is falling upon themselves, man. Edomites, for all of these years, man, so-called white people, they've been exposing one another. It's an expose, it's an Edomite expose, right? Edomites exposing Edomites. Edomites coming out and saying, oh no, this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? They've been exposing their own kinds and their own lies. You know what I'm saying? But that don't change nothing regarding their situation and the judgments coming for them, man. This is just what is supposed to happen. Because the scriptures say, their own tongue shall fall upon them. Okay? And those that are attached to their system are also coming out and with fear and saying that we don't know what these other things are, man. The American government is, you know, those things were sent by the American government, and so those are the chariots of Yahweh Shemishai. And since these chariots are showing themselves more, the devil now is starting to make his move. And so now he's starting to push a huge military presence out there in New York City, as has literally happened since 9/11 2001. Okay? And once again, they say it's because of the public hysteria over unidentified drones and because of rising threat of T. All right, so they're making their excuses as to why they're pushing out a huge military presence in New York City. Okay? And so, the devil, man, in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is talking about the so-called white man, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knew his time was short. Once the prophets went onto the highways and byways and woke up, man. Right? And now in these final days, you can see that based off of Bible prophecy of what has been said and told to us that is written, the signs that we'll see that we're at the end. So the devil, because he knows that he has but a short time, is going to be coming with great wrath upon the world and upon us, the children of Israel. Right? Hence, the time that is coming, the time of Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And visualize. You know, the elder apostle Gabar says many times, visualize the scriptures. You know, visualize. You know, visualize what is written. Right? So visualize. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Right? Concerning the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, okay? For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. A voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is... Yeah, man. No, I'm busy right now, okay? Yeah, I'm busy right now. No, man, I'm busy right now. It says, Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. All faces are turned into paleness, and men travail like a woman, you know? And do you know, like, when it comes to fear, you know, true fear, if you've ever experienced it, is when you feel like the breath has been taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like breath has been taken away from you, man. And you feel it, and your face turns pale. And you can't even utter any kind of words. You're like in a state of shock, right? That is what is coming to the world, the times that are coming. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He who? The elect of the nation of Israel. Because Yahushua is only coming to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. And it is only the elect of the nation of Israel that will be able to make it through the days that are coming. Because the Lord says that this devil is coming with great wrath. Right? And when I read Genesis chapter 27 earlier, remember, Esau was given the sword as his blessing, right? That's a major part of his blessing, where by way of the sword, he was able to conquer and put our people into subjection. And it is by way of his sword that he took control of the world and had the heathen afraid of him, right? He was given guns to be able to destroy the so-called Native Americans and Seminole Indians and the rest of the Northern Kingdom, man. Okay? And he was given missile technology to put fear upon the heathen when he used it against the so-called Japanese, who are the Ammonites. Right? And he has the technology now of the ICBM missiles. Right? But things are changing as well, where heathen have those ICBM missiles, but those heathen are still attached to the Edomites. So the Edomites, right, because Russia has nuclear capabilities and has given their allies nuclear capabilities, but it's by way of Russia, who are Edomites, that they have these nuclear capabilities. So Esau is still in control of that sword, which is his blessing. right? So he's getting ready to use that sword the last time in all of its fullness, man, upon our people. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. And what horse is that? Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man. Okay? He is that red horse, right? And power was given to him, right? Power was given to him because this is Esau's blessing, right? Yahweh Shemeshai gave him the blessing of the sword. They're on to take peace. Salakio. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, that great sword, weapons of mass destruction, and other kinds of weapons, right? And you will see in these last days other technology that Esau Edom has, right? Right? Because we know of robot technology and the advancements of it all, and we know that they have individuals that are merged with technology, right? And we're going to see how Esau Edom uses those weapons in these last days. You know what I'm saying? And brothers have seen it, man. Brothers have received visions of this. Brothers have seen visions of this. And they've also shown you in their movies, their television shows, their media, of situations of their robotics, where they have the robotics and the robotics fight for them, right? We know that they have dog robotics. You know what I'm saying? Robotics, like, they look like dogs, right? But they're robots. And they have certain capabilities attached to them, like guns and stuff like that, and whatever else. So Esau has a multitude of swords to attack our people with in these last days. Jacob's trouble. He also has other swords, right? Like created, or well, bioengineered, that's the right word, diseases, right? All kinds of things are coming, man, for our people. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. But let's not forget that all of this is ordained by Yahweh Shemeshai, and it is that Yahweh Shemeshai is bringing judgment upon our people, to judge the wicked of our people that refuse to repent and take onto these words, man, and refuse to turn onto their ways and want to continue to latch themselves onto this world and the ways of Esau Edom, so they must perish. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the sword of Yahweh Shemeshai. Yeah. That's what these Edomites have been for, man. A sword for judgment unto our people, to judge us, man. Right? This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time, Salakio. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, who are the Israelites, and salvation is only for the nation of Israel and nobody else. Okay? Nobody else, no other nation will be saved from the destruction that is coming, and no other nation will inherit the kingdom of heaven. We are going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites, and the heathen are going into slavery, starting with the so-called white man, the Edomites. All right? And that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. A time of trouble since never before. That's terrifying. Because our people have been through some terrible times, horrible times. But the Lord said that this will be the worst yet. So can you imagine what is to come? Even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone, thy people, the Israelites, everyone that shall be found written in the book of life. The elect were chosen from the very beginning. From when the blueprint was created, the elect were chosen, man. So the elect of the nation of Israel will be preserved during these times. The elect of the nation of Israel will reject the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And yes, we do know the judgments, we do know not the judgment, but rather what is coming. The devil is going to put some of us into prison, right? Some of us are going to be beheaded, but those individuals that do go through that will still receive a crown of life, will still be a part of the elect. But the elect will be saved, because the Lord says that 1/3 shall be preserved, man. All right, in Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. So the elect will be saved through those times. And how will that happen? Just wait and see. Just wait and see, man. Every member of the elect has a different story. You know what I'm saying? And each member of the elect, Yahweh Shemishai, will take us through those times. And we'll go through those times and be preserved, man. All right? But Jacob's trouble is coming. And when you see the movements of this devil, right, it's clear to see, right? All of a sudden in America as well, in California, they have declared a state of emergency over bird flu, right? Which goes to show you that they really can't just do whatever whenever they want to. They just deploy the military because they want to, however they want to. They declare a state of emergency however they want to. And these are the things that, because they're in control, right? And I shall jump to 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. And it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which is what I'm doing literally right now. As a prophet of Yahweh Shemishai, a member of the hopeful elect, man. All right? Speak thou the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. They're faithful and true. I'm telling y'all, everything is going to come to pass. Everything that the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai have been speaking about, which is the will of Yahweh Shemishai. So it is Yahweh Shemishai that has spoken unto you people. We are nothing but vessels sent by the Lord. Alright? Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So we know that as it is written, many of our people are not going to believe and they're going to come against us. But that's a part of the persecution that we must face. And as Yahushua said, the servant is not greater than the master. So if they persecuted him, which they did, they shall persecute us also. So we know that persecution of the prophets is coming as well, right? Which that is all a part of Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that we will be thrown into prison, right? And that our families will come against us. And our loved ones will come against us. And our wives and our children will come against us. But we will have Yahweh Shemishai. And we look towards the kingdom to come. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Talking about our people. The unfaithful, unbelieving Israelites. They shall die. They shall perish. The scriptures say that they shall die of grievous deaths. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. As it is written, so it shall be done. The Lord is bringing judgment upon the wicked of our people, man. For their unbelief. And the devil is making his move. And his ultimate move is going to be that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Which is going to catch a lot of our people, man. Why? Because they don't have no faith in Yahweh Shemishai. So when it is that we're in Jacob's trouble and the famine is here and they realize that unless they have the microchip, that they won't be able to eat, or they won't have access to government services, or they're going to be stuck in the wild, so to speak, and not be in the quote-unquote safe zones, they're going to want some kind of salvation to escape all of those things. And then they're going to take the microchip and they're going to be destroyed. As it pertains to Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. Right? But during that time in 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? So there are going to be brawls out there because the time of trouble is going to be so terrible. People are going to be all against each other for all kinds of different kinds of beliefs. Right? Because there's so much confusion out there. Right? But the elect will not participate in all of that, man. The elect won't take a part of all of that foolishness and all of that, the wars and the civil war and race war and whatever else, man. The people being against each other, because the elect will know the scriptures. All right? For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the people of this world, things are going to be so chaotic that they're going to go buck wild in these streets. It's going to be pandemonium. The movie The Purge, which once again Esau Edom shows you times to come in their media, right? The time of the purge is coming, right? Because when the famine is here, people are going to be going about and going to be slaughtering one another for food. That's how dire it's going to be. People are going to be turning to cannibalism. People who are friends, neighbors, family members are all going to be turning against each other, man. Terrible times are coming. And they're not going to regard their governments anymore. Right? A man shall desire to go to a city and shall not be able. So martial law is coming. And they can bring in martial law in any kind of way. They can declare a state of emergency. They can declare medical martial law. They can declare martial law because of an alien invasion. You know what I'm saying? They can use any kind of excuse they want to use to bring in martial law. Okay? And then they'll have these safe zones. How do we know where they're going to have these safe zones? Because they've already shown you that during the worldwide 2020 situation, right? Remember that, like in the state of Israel, they were saying that unless you have the solution, they said, for the worldwide pandemic, that you're not allowed to go into these certain areas. And we know how this microchip is going to work, the mark of the beast. No man shall buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't gain access to these safe zones unless you have the microchip. And then there will be chaos all outside of these safe zones, man. But the scriptures say that he is in the city shall perish of famine, and those outside of the city shall the sword destroy. So judgment, one cannot escape the judgments of Yahweh Shemishah when they come, right? Regardless of where you're at. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? The time of great tribulation. It says, but he shall be saved out of it, the elect of the nation of Israel, man. And that's why I come out here and the rest of the brothers, like-mindedly, go out onto the highways and byways and put the work out on the internet, on the YouTube, right? To edify the elect, to wake up the elect, and to warn what is to come. All right? But all of these things are at hand, man. And just so you know as well, from newsbreak.com, food shortages may be rampant in 2024. 2025, Salakia. Do you know that there is famine in Sudan? And malnutrition is a form of famine. So it looks like Yahweh Shemishai is going to be bringing some deadly things to the world, man. Deadly things. And World War III continues to build up, right? As NATO declared to their citizens that they must sacrifice their luxuries. And this was reported by the official NATO website, that their citizens must get ready to give up their luxuries and embrace for a wartime mindset and to prepare for World War III, which is Bible prophecy, Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Right? And then Russia as well, right? Because on one side, NATO, America, the European Union, and the state of Israel are all aligned. And then you have Russia and her allies on the other end. These are the major players in World War III. Russia is also saying to their citizens, or rather Russia to prepare for war with NATO. So Russia is also preparing for war. All of these things are building up, man. You have Pakistan, that they came out this week and they said that they're going completely digital. Completely digital. And this digital system that is coming in, these digital identification systems and these central bank digital currencies are coming in to facilitate the usage of the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So Pakistan is going completely digital. And the UK is getting ready to push their digital currency, the UK pound. And everywhere around the world is getting ready to push it. Out here in Jamaica, they have already launched the digital currency, which is the jam dollar. And out here in Jamaica, they've already launched the digital identification system. So when the time comes, Jamaica's ready to jump in and to launch the microchip because the systems are already in place. And there are already individuals out there who are microchipped and are using the microchip to buy, as the prophecy says. But we're waiting for the manifestation where it says that he causeth all. We're waiting for the prophecy to manifest where it's the hour of temptation, right? Where the devil makes the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, mandatory worldwide. All right? But all of these things are happening. And all of the countries around the world are a part of this system, and they're creating digital architecture for the central bank digital currency to work across borders. So it's all happening, man. It's all happening. All right? And with that, I have one more precept for today. And it is for Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. So put on the spirit of Yahweh Shemishai, because it is only Yahweh Shemishai that can save you in those days to come. And the elect of the nation of Israel, we shall be saved in those days from the perils of Jacob's trouble, and we will be kept from the hour of temptation, which will be when you're faced with the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And the Lord will feed us in the days to come. As it says, my servants shall eat. We will be preserved, man. All of these things are coming. But the scripture says that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Our salvation is close unto the elect of the nation of Israel. So keep on pushing, keep on working, remain faithful, man. The time is short. Every week things are really just speeding up, man. A lot is happening. A lot really is happening. And with that, I want to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, by Shemakah Kodesh, for putting the spirit on me to come out here once again to do their work. And Lord willing, I'm out here again to complete my course until the very end, and that I may endure until the end with the spirit of Yahweh Shemishai upon me. And shalom to all of the brothers, man, the elder apostles in Great Millstone, starting with, and all the brothers that go out there in the highways and byways. Shalom to all of you, man, the like-minded brothers. And to the men, women, and children that believe, shalom unto you all as well. Salvation is close, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So shalom.